Yesterday, we talked about receiving, about what it looks like to actually open your hands and take what's being offered rather than just acknowledging that it exists from a distance. And today, I want to move on to the next word because I think it's where the real daily work of this verse actually lives. Let's talk about what it means to believe. I want to make sure we're clear on something before we go much further because I think that the way most of us use this word has quietly drained it of everything that makes it powerful and useful. Belief is not just an idea that you hold to. It's not just agreement with the theological statement or some box you checked somewhere along your spiritual journey. Real belief, the kind John is describing, expresses itself in behavior. Real belief informs how you act and changes what you reach for when the pressure is on. If it doesn't show up in how you live, it's not really belief yet. It's just an idea that you've grown fond of. Here's why that matters for this verse specifically. When fear talks to us, it speaks in verdicts. It speaks in confident, specific first-person verdicts that arrive without announcing themselves, and in the moment feel more true than almost anything else about us. They say things like, "You are not enough. If people really knew you, they would leave. This is not going to work out. You are too far gone for this to be fixed." And let me tell you, in my experience, a general sense that God is probably good and things will probably be okay is no match for that kind of accusation. You need something far more precise. You need a specific counter verdict from a more authoritative source aimed directly at what the fear is actually saying. And that's what believing looks like in practice, that decision to reach for something more true. It is not a warm feeling about God in general or optimism dressed up in spiritual language, but an actual truth held specifically against a specific fear that you choose to act from, even when the feeling hasn't caught up yet. And here's the diagnostic I want to offer you, gently but honestly. Look at your behavior when the fear is loudest. Do you protect yourself or do you stay open? Do you pull back or do you stay present? Do you perform or do you risk being actually known? Because those behaviors are telling you something about what you actually believe underneath the belief you say you have. This is not to condemn any of us, but it is to show us where the real work is happening. The gap between the fear verdict and God's verdict does not close through willpower. It can only close through returning again and again to what he has actually said specifically about you until the truth becomes the thing you act from rather than fear.